I told Dan I was pregnant, and instead of rejoicing, he vomited. As I was saying my vows, Dan took out his phone. Dan read some text and suddenly screamed. Then he ran out in front of all the guests. I was mortified. He totally ghosted me, only to show up a week later to make me get an abortion. I refused. Dan yelled that keeping the baby would ruin my life. 8 months later, I found out why he'd left me and the baby. I saw Dan in the parking lot hugging a woman. I rushed toward them. I was consumed with resentment. It was Sarah, his ex. She dumped him 4 years ago. Dan acted like a coward. He grabbed his girlfriend's hand and ran. I went into labor right there on the street. The baby's life was in danger. The doctors managed to save the baby, and Dan came to check on me. But he wasn't alone. Sarah? I got up to chase her away and grabbed the baby just in time. Dan blacked out. It was only Sarah's injection that woke him up. She suddenly apologized to me and revealed the secret text. Of course she'd sent it. Then she showed me what she'd written. Even though she'd promised to keep quiet as his friend and doctor, Dan was terminally ill. The diagnosis was confirmed on our wedding day. In that unfortunate text, Sarah had described what awaited him. Dan didn't want me to change his diapers and live in debt. He thought it'd be easier for me to hate him than grieve for him. Dan asked me to get an abortion because of that text too. He feared he'd pass the disease on to his son. Sarah needed to run a test. The baby turned out to be healthy. When Dan learned this, he refused treatment. Since Dan was going to die anyway, he decided not to spend the money and leave it to his son. This meant Dan wouldn't live to see his son's first birthday. So I made Sarah my sidekick. We came up with a plan. Every day, I left Dan with the baby for an hour under different excuses. Meanwhile, Sarah looked for experimental treatments for people like Dan. He had to take medication to babysit our boy and realized holding his son is more important than leaving money in his account. 4 months later, Dan went to another continent for medical research. He was one of those who survived the disease. He's watching his son grow up and never lies to me. Are white lies good or bad?